Hello everyone, once again I welcome you in my YouTube channel. So today we are going to see the practice set 3.4 from the chapter Circle. So this practice set is based on the inscribed angle theorem, cyclic quadrilateral theorem, the chords intersecting externally, the chords intersecting internally, plus we are going to see the converse of the cyclic quadrilateral. So you can find all the examples are based on these concepts. So we'll start from the first example. So here length of the chord AB is equal to the radius of the circle. Means here they have said this OA radius is equal to OB and is equal to AB. Means all these three sides of these triangles are congruent. So if these all three sides of this triangle is congruent, then it will be an equilateral triangle. Then we have to find the angle of AOB, then angle ACB, then arc AB, and then the measurement of arc ACB. So first point to find it, I'll use it. What is given? So chord AB is congruent with segment AO. These are the radius of the circle is equal to segment OB. Therefore, this triangle AOB is equilateral triangle. Is an equilateral triangle, and if it is equilateral triangle, therefore then all angles of this triangle is 60 degree. We know the property. So therefore angle AOB is equal to 60 degree. What is the reason? Angle of equilateral triangle. Now we have got the angle AOB. Now we have to find out the angle ACB. To find out the angle ACB, first we have to find out the arc AB. So what is the relation of angle AOB and arc AB? So the relation, this is a central angle and this is an intercepted arc. Central angle is always equal to the intercepted arc. So here angle AOB is 60 degree. Therefore measurement of arc AB is also 60 degree. Reason, central angle is equal to the intercepted arc. Or you can say that corresponding arc. Now we have got the answer of AB. AB, that is third answer, that means AB is equal to 60 degree. We'll find out the ACB angle. Angle ACB is half of the intercepted arc. Means angle ACB, this angle, it is inscribed angle. And what is the arc intercepted by this inscribed angle? The arc AB is intercepted by this inscribed angle. So what is the relation of this? So we know the theorem, inscribed angle theorem says that the angle ACB is half of this measure of arc AB. So half of measure of arc AB. Reason, inscribed angle theorem. Here half of measure of AB we have found 60 degree. So multiply by 60 degree and if you will solve it, we will get the answer 30 degree. So angle ACB's measurement is 30 degree. We have found the arc AB 60 degree, ACB 30 degree. Now we will go to find out the arc ACB. So arc ACB means this is the major arc. And we know the definition of a measures of the arc, that sum of the measures of all angles, sum of the measures of all arcs of a same circle is nothing but 360 degree. So by definition of measure of arc, their addition is 360 degrees. So here arc AB, measure of arc AB plus measure of arc ACB. It covers the complete circle and measure of a complete circle is 360 degrees. Here we have found the measure of arc, that is 60 degree. I'll put here. So I'll get 60 plus measure of arc ACB is equal to 360 degree. To find out the measure of arc ACB, we have to transfer this 60 on that side. So here we will get measure of arc ACB is equal to 360 minus 60 degree. So you will get the answer 300 degree. So therefore measure of arc ACB is equal to 300 degree. So in this way we have solved the first example. So where we have got angle AOB is 60 degree, angle ACB is equal to 30 degree, arc AB's measurement is also 60 degree, arc ACB is 300 degree. Now we'll go for the next example. Here in second example, students, they gave the PQRS is a cyclic quadrilateral. Now if it is cyclic quadrilateral, so we have to use here the cyclic quadrilateral theorem to solve the example. One more thing, they have said that PQ and RQ segment, means this PQ and RQ segments are congruent. These sides are congruent. PSR is 110. This angle, it is given 110. So we'll solve the four questions which is based on this example. So the solution, first they said you to find out the angle PQR. So we'll check the angle PQR. If you observe, then S and this Q angle are the opposite angle, and these are the opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral. So what is the property related with the cyclic quadrilateral? So opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral are supplementary. So here quadrilateral PQRS is cyclic. Therefore angle PSR plus angle PQR is equal to 180 degree. Reason for this, it is cyclic quadrilateral theorem. So by this we have to put the, we can find out the answer of PQR. PSR is given 110 plus PQR angle we have to find out. So angle PQR is equal to 180 degree. Transfer 110 on that side. So angle PQR is equal to 180 degree minus 110. That means we'll get the answer of PQR. PQR is equal to 70 degree angle. Now second, measure of our PQR. Measure of our PQR, this measure. So if you observe, this is the intercepted arc by the inscribed angle PSR. So PSR is the inscribed angle and it intercepts the arc PQR. So by inscribed angle theorem, the angle is nothing but angle is equal to the half of the intercepted arc. So here angle PSR is equal to half of its intercepted arc PSR. So intercepted arc would be PQR. So measure of arc PQR. So reason, inscribed angle theorem. Put the values 1/2. Angle PSR, it is given 110 degree. So measure of R, PQR. To get the answer 2, we have to fast transfer it on this LHS. So we will get 2 if it will come on this side. So 110 multiplied by 2 is equal to, we will get measure of R, PQR. So measure of R, PQR. So what is the multiplication? So measure of R, PQR is equal to 220 degree. Here to find out the measurement of RQR, we have the information side PQ is congruent with side QR. If these two sides are congruent, then their corresponding arcs are also congruent. So PQ's corresponding arc is RPQ. So its measurement, it is equal with the measurement of RQR. Reason for this, it is the corresponding arcs. Now we will go to RPQR, which is formed by PQ plus QR. So here measurement of arc PQR is equal to measure of arc PQ plus measurement of arc QR. PQR's measurement is given 220. Here measurement of arc PQ and QR, both the measurements are same. So here we have just now we have shown that PQ and RQR, their measurements are same. So therefore I will replace arc PQ with the QR because they are equal. So plus measurement of arc QR. It will comes twice. So 2 times measure of arc QR. To get the answer of this, to transfer it on this side, so we will get it 220 divided by 2 is equal to measurement of arc QR. Therefore, measure of arc QR, if you divide it, we will get the answer 110 degree. Fourth question, angle PRQ. Angle PRQ, it is an inscribed angle. And the intercepted arc, for this it is nothing but RPQ. Measurement of arc, we have got 110. So same measurement the arc PQ will have. So I'll rub this part. So here we will get measurement of arc PQ is equal to measurement of arc QR. This is given, or you can say if you give here the 1, so you can say that from 1. Therefore, measurement of arc PQ is also 110. Now we'll find out the angle PRQ. Angle PRQ is equal to half of the measure of arc PRQ, intercepted arc would be PQ, 1/2. Now just now we have found the arc PQ, it is 110. If you will solve it after solution, you will get the answer 55 degree. Angle PRQ is equal to 55 degree. So students, here we have found the angle PQR, it is 70 degree. Measure of arc PQR, it is 220 degree. Arc QR's measurement is 110. and angle PRQ is 55 degree. In this third example, quadrilateral MRPN is a cyclic quadrilateral and angle R and angle N. If you observe the quadrilateral, if it is cyclic quadrilateral, then here M, R, P, N. So what is the relation of an angle R and angle N? So what is the relation? Angle R and angle N are the supplementary angles. Why? Because those are opposite angles. And we know the property of opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral are always supplementary. Means cyclic quadrilateral theorem. So by cyclic quadrilateral theorem, by theorem of cyclic quadrilateral, we get angle R plus angle N are supplementary. R supplementary means their addition is 180 degree. Addition is 180 degree. Angle R's measurement is given 5x minus 30. Angle N is given 4x plus 4 is equal to 180 degree. Open the brackets. If you open 5x minus 30, your plus sign, the signs will be as it is 4x plus 4 is equal to 180 degree. So here 5x and 4x are the like terms. So here we can do the addition because they have the same sign. So 9x minus 13 and 4. These are also like terms, but minus 13 plus 4. So there would be a subtraction sign of bigger number. That means answer is 9 is equal to 180 degree. 9 transfer it on that side. So 9x is equal to 180. 9 it's in negative. It will go in here. Then it will be positive. 9x is equal to 189. X transfer it on that side. 9 transfer it on that side. So x is equal to 189 divided by 9. So x, what is the answer of x? Answer of x would be 21 degree. So here we have got the answer of x. X is equal to 21 degree. But they said you to find out the angle. This is the value of x. These are not the angle. How will you get those angles? Those angles you will get it by putting the values in this. So what is the angle R? Angle R is 5x minus 30. X value just now I have found it is 21. I'll put it in this. 5 into 21 minus 30. If you will multiply, it will be 105 minus 30. Subtract it. 5 minus 3, 2. 10 minus 1, 92. So here angle R, you have got it. We have got it. It is 92 degrees. Now angle N. 4x plus 4. 4x plus 4. 4 into x. X value is 21. Here it is 21 plus 4. Their addition 84 plus 4. That means answer is 88 degree. To cross check your answer, you can just add 92 plus 88 and you will find their answer is 180 degree. Their sum is 180 degree. So here in this way we have found the angle of R and angle. Fourth example, in this example segment RS is given the diameter and T is an exterior angle. Here we have to prove that angle RTS means if I join RT and S, then here one angle is formed and that angle I want to prove it. It is an acute angle. So to prove this an acute angle, I will have one more construction that I'll draw this segment. Here I'll give the name P. That means I will draw the PS. So here I want to prove angle RTS is an acute angle. And to prove this, I'll have the construction draw RT, TS and PS. Now, if you observe here, students, properly, so this is the diameter, and here this angle, whichever the angle is formed, it is 90 degree. Why is it 90 degree? Because we know the one more property, the angle inscribed in the semicircle. So that angle would be, inscribed angle would be 90 degrees. See this property, prove it. Angle RTS, I am going to take help of this angle. What did I have said? That diameter RS is a diameter, therefore angle RPS is equal to 90 degree. Why is it 90 degree? Because this is the angle inscribed in semicircle. So the angle which is inscribed in the semicircle, by inscribed angle theorem, we know that it is the measure of this arc, semicircular arc, it is 180 degree, and if it is 180 degree, this angle would be half of that angle. That means it is 90 degree. So angle inscribed in semicircle. Now I got the RPS is a 90 degree. But RPS angle, RPS is an exterior angle. Of triangle, this angle, it is exterior angle of this triangle, SPT. Of triangle SPT. If it is an exterior angle of this triangle, so by the remote angle theorem or by exterior angle theorem, angle RPS, it is nothing but the sum of the angle PTS and angle TSP. So, therefore, by exterior angle theorem, angle RPS is equal to, what is it? RPS, this is the exterior angle, is nothing but angle PTS, plus angle TSP, remote interior angle. What is the property of exterior angle? Exterior angle is the sum of the remote interior angle. Now this is the 90 degree. Just now I have shown you that RPS angle is 90 degree. So 90 degree is equal to angle PTS plus angle TSP. What it shows that these two remote interior angle, if I'll add it, I'll get the total sum. It is 90 degree. If I get the total sum is 90 degree, means of course these two angles are smaller than this one. What it shows that, what it implies that angle PTS is smaller than 90 degree and angle TSP is also smaller than 90 degree. Hence, angle PTS, if it is less than 90 degree, therefore angle PTS is an acute angle. Angle PTS is an acute angle. We have to show RTS. So PTS is nothing but angle RTS is an acute angle. Reason for this, it is R dash P dash T. R dash P dash T, and hence it is proved. Fifth example, prove that any rectangle is a cyclic quadrilateral. So here we have to start with the given. We'll start with the figure. This is the rectangle. Suppose if it is A, B, C, D. So every angle is 90 degree. Now we have to prove it. This rectangle is a cyclic quadrilateral. So given any rectangle, here I have taken A, B, C, D. So A, B, C, D is a rectangle. If it is rectangle, so we have to prove it. A, B, C, D is cyclic quadrilateral. How we will prove this is a cyclic quadrilateral? So here, to prove this, we are going to use the property of a cyclic quadrilateral theorem. The cyclic quadrilateral theorem says that their opposite angles are supplementary. So here I will try to prove those opposite angles are supplementary. Proof: quadrilateral ABCD is a rectangle. Therefore, angle A is equal to angle B is equal to angle C is equal to angle D, and all angles will have the measurement 90 degree. Why I can write this? This is the property of an angle or angles of a rectangle. Angles of rectangle. If all these angles are 90 degrees, so we'll check it, their opposite angles. So angle A plus angle C. Therefore, angle A plus angle C, we will get 90 plus 90, it would be 180 degree. Also, angle B plus angle D is equal to 180 degree. Because their measurement, A angle is 90 degree, C angle 90 degree, 90 degree, 90 degree, 180. B angle 90 degree, D angle 90 degree, their addition is 180 degree. So if these opposite angles are supplementary, so by converse of a cyclic quadrilateral theorem, we can say that the quadrilateral ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. So therefore, quadrilateral ABCD is cyclic quadrilateral. What is the reason? If by converse of cyclic quadrilateral. Cyclic quadrilateral theorem. The cyclic quadrilateral theorem says if it is cyclic quadrilateral, then their opposite angles are supplementary. And the converse of the cyclic quadrilateral theorem says if these angles are supplementary, then given quadrilateral is a cyclic quadrilateral. So hence we have proved that a rectangle ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. Sixth example, altitudes are given yz and xt. Yz, it is a altitude, and xt is also altitude. Triangle WXY intersect at P, means these two altitudes meet or intersect at this P point. Here we have to prove that WZPT, this quadrilateral, WZPT is cyclic. Now if you want to prove it, this is a cyclic, so we'll take the help of a converse of the cyclic quadrilateral theorem. Means I have to prove their opposite angles are supplementary. If one of the pair of opposite angle, if it is supplementary, their sum is 180 degree, then we can say that that quadrilateral would be cyclic. So here, proof: for this quadrilateral, I need these two angles. And if I need it, so I have to check what is the measurement of this angle. So here they have said that angle XZY. Angle XZY, it is 90 degree. If it is 90 degree, this is also 90 degree. So it is equal with angle YZW. YZW, and both of them they are 90 degree. Similarly, in this side also we can say that angle XTY, this angle XTY. If this is 90, its linear pair of angle, it is also 90 degree. It is equal with angle XTW. XTW is also 90 degree. So here XYW is 90 degree. Sorry. Here YZW is 90 degree. XTW is also 90 degree. So XTW is 90 degree. So of course PTW is also 90 degree. Why? Because X dash P dash T. So from here, therefore, angle YZW is 90, means PZW is also YZ here. YZW is equal to 90 degree. Therefore, PZW, angle PZW is also 90 degree. What is the reason for this? It is Y dash P dash Z. Y dash P dash Z. They are collinear. So we can use Y dash P dash Z. Same way, we'll talk about this angle. If angle XTW, if it is 90 degree, therefore we can get PTW. Angle PTW is also 90 degree. Reason, X dash P dash T. Here X dash P dash. So here we have got these two angles are 90 degrees. So in quadrilateral, WZPT means WZPT, we have got this angle PZW, it is 90 degree, and if I add PZW and angle PTW, these two are 90 degree. So I'll get the sum 180 degree, because this is 90 degree plus 90 degree. I'll get the answer, it is 180 degree. And if it is 180 degree, so you can say that therefore quadrilateral WZPT is cyclic. What is the reason? By converse of cyclic quadrilateral theorem. By converse of cyclic quadrilateral theorem. Now we'll go for the second proof. We have to show that points X, Z, T, Y are concyclic. First, try to understand the meaning of the concyclic. Concyclic means all through these points one circle can pass. Means these all points will lie on the same circle. So those points are called concyclic. Is it clear? Means X, Z, T, Y. I want to show that those points lie on the same circle. To prove this, these are the concyclic. We know one more property. So here in quadrilateral, for the second proof, in quadrilateral, we'll consider X, Z, T, Y. X, Z, T, Y. So here we can get it, angle XZY is equal with angle XTY, and these are 90 degree. And if these are 90 degree, so it becomes a cyclic quadrilateral. So therefore quadrilateral XZTY is cyclic. For this we cannot give the reason of the converse of the cyclic quadrilateral theorem, but here we know one more property. So what is the property says? Suppose this is the segment. and it joins the two distinct points on the same side. And if it makes the congruent angles, so here they have made the congruent angles 90 degree. What I have said, I will repeat it again. This is the segment, it joins the points, two distinct points, which is on the same side. Now this is on the same side and they have made this congruent angles 90 degree and 90 degree. Then these all points lie on the same circle. Once again I will repeat that if the segment joins the two distinct points which are on the same side and they form the congruent angle, then all these points lie on the same circle. Those are the concyclic points. So therefore, for reason for this segment joining two points on same side subtends congruent angles. Therefore, X, Z, T, Y lie on same circle. And hence, these are the concyclic points. Example, in this seventh example, they have said that arc NS 125 degree EF and S. This arc is given 125 degree. Arc EF, it is given 37. Now both the chords, they intersect each other externally, and if they intersect each other externally, then this angle NMS, it is nothing but the half of the difference of the intersected arc. So here we'll write chord EF and chord NS intersects each other externally at point M, at N. Therefore, angle NMS, it is nothing but the half of the difference of these measures of these arcs. So measure of arc, what is the bigger arc? Bigger arc is NS. So arc NS minus measure of arc EF. So half into measure of arc NS, it is 125 degree, minus arc EF, it is 37 degree. And if we will subtract it, so we'll get the answer. 88 degree, and after division we'll get the answer 44 degrees. Therefore, angle NMS is 44 degrees. Here, these two chords that intersect each other internally. Solution: AC and DE intersect each other at point B, and internally they intersect each other internally. If they intersect each other internally, then the angle ABE is nothing but the half of the sum of the corresponding arcs. Means angle ABE would be half of the major arc. Now ABE, so it is a half. This angle would be half of AE plus the angle, because the DBC angle is also congruent. ABE and their measures are congruent because those are vertically opposite angles. So what are the corresponding arcs will be considered? That AE and CD. So here arc AE plus measure of arc CD. So we'll put the values. Angle AB is given 108, 1/2 into measure of arc A is given 95, and we have to find this. So here I'll write measure of arc. I'll make the correction here. See, DC is given. I'll write here DC only. Half transfer it on this side. So it's in division. It will go here. Then multiplication. So 108 multiplied by 2. Here 95 plus measure arc. DC will left. If you will multiply, we'll get the answer 216 is equal to 95 plus measure arc DC. It's in addition 95. Transfer it here. So it will go in subtraction 216 minus 95 and we'll get the measurement of arc DC. So therefore, measurement of arc DC is nothing but the subtraction of this. If you subtract it, 6 minus 5, 1, 21 minus 9, 12. So answer, if you subtract it, we'll get the answer 121 degree. In this way, we have finished the practice set 3.4. I hope you have understood the practice set. And even though if you have any query, doubts, you can ask me in the comment box. And if you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe the channel and share the video so other students can get the benefit of it. Thank you.